So good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Can you hear me? Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Hearing. Good morning,
Okay.
sir.
So today we will start skill enhancement course for fourth semester. In your syllabus, you have food processing and cosmetics. So today we will look at food processing and preservations. So after this, we will again start our actual syllabus. We will get into our actual syllabus. Okay. So okay, what is food processing and preservation? So why we should do, and it is a emerging industry in worldwide. So most of the food is processed and preserved, and then only it is set to sale. So some food items we cannot cultivate at nearby us, and then what happens? Such food items are made into available in form of jelly or in form other forms, but those are processed and prepared somewhere else, and those are transported to us. Okay, so we could able to use those. So that purpose for that purpose this food processing and food processing industry gaining momentum worldwide. Okay, what is food process? What is food process? So food processing is the set of methods and the techniques used to transform raw ingredients into food or to transform food into other consumptions by human and animals. So here see. So we are transforming food or raw material into consumable and consumable consumption, and those could be eatable. So we are converting raw material and food material into uh, useful form of consumption by humans and animals. Uh, that is, the food processing typically takes clean harvested crops or slaughtered and butchered animal products. So for this food processing, what we use? So what is our raw material? So our raw material is nothing but harvested crops. So that to be clean, and we and again meat. So meat. So meat from of animals. Uh, these to produce attractive, marketable, and often long life food products. So what we do, we take these harvested crops and meat from sources, and then we convert those into the attractive, marketable, often long life food products. So why? Because if you take any crop, for example, if you take tomato, a vegetable, any vegetables. So vegetables can be, we can store maximum in freeze or by maintaining the temperature 0 degree centigrade for 1 week. But more than 1 week we cannot store such. So then what we need to do? So what we do, we collect those and we convert into the raw material, that means vegetable, into the storageable forms. Storageable form means those may be converted into jam, for example, kisan jam, tomato sauce. All these are what tomato is convert. We cannot store tomato for long time. So then what they are doing? So they're collecting tomato and they converted into some other storable form, storageable form. So that is sauce. So how? By adding some chemicals, thereby we endorse some we endorse, or we can as we can give long life. And second one is marketable. So marketable means some tomato sauce generally that is produced somewhere else. These factories are the companies located in North India. So how we that product is how it reaches to us. So by means of marketing, and moreover that is transportation, and how they market by playing some ads, TV ads, or giving some ads like this. They are marketing. And next, and those products should be attractive, that should look that should have good look. Otherwise if those are not attractive and those are not marketable, so that means the common people may not aware of those. So they are introducing us by means of marketing and by means of making it attractive to grab our attention, and then assigning or giving long life. So all this process includes comes under processing and preservation. So aims of food processing. So what is the aim of food process? Why we need to process the food? So to extend the shelf life. That's what I told you. So tomato or vegetables we can store in freeze for 1 week. More than 1 week, it is not possible. So that means we need to give more life, or that is also known as shell life. So how we can give or extend the shell life? By means of processing, and it allows for distribution, sales, and home storage. So all this shell life, if once we increase or extend the shell life of any product, so it will be distribute to all, and we can sell, and we can store at home for long time. For example, in our homes during the summer, what we do, in every home we prepared some mango pickle. So how we prepared mango pickle? So we first we clean it and we process it. Processing means we cut it, and we remove uh, the inside of our fruit, that is what we say, um, inside of the kernel, that is seed, we remove it, and we clean the kernel, and then we mix some salt, chili, and then some ingredients and oil. So thereby we able to store that one to 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. So that means we we extend the shell life of mango. How? By converting that mango into the pickle. Okay, by adding salt, chili, and oil. So salt, chili, oil, what they do? They extend the shell life, and moreover, the salt it prevent the what we say, rotting. That means generating of fungus, all those things. So our salt can act as a antimicrobial agent. So by that manner. So here also we extend the shell life, so thereby we can distribute it and sell it and storage it, and to increase the variety in the diet, providing the range of attractive flavors. So that means someone flavor means taste. So different, for example, if you look at the cakes, so cakes are available in different flavor, orange flavor, chocolate flavor, all those things. So this processed material is added some flavor, so thereby it can be we can get our desired taste, and essence, that means color, and aroma, that is smell, and texture to food. So texture means the internal structure of that food. So so all these things we can do during processing, and provide the nutrients required for health. And additional to that, we can add some nutrients which are benefit to our health, and to generate income for the manufacturing companies. So it is the next process. So whatever we do for uh, to make our income, to create or make income. Okay. So this is the aims of food processing. And food processing is divided into, so what are the steps involved in food processing? So these are the first what we do. Food processing example, food processing methods includes chopping. So just if you take the preparation of mango pickle, so what we do, first we take the raw mango, green mango, and then that is tendered mango, and then what we do, we clean it, and then we chop it, we cut it, and then mix. So we add some ingredients like salt, sugar, chili, and then oil, and then we mix it. And what is this? Homogenizing means we can say homogeneity. So we are applying, or we are mixing all the ingredients with our raw material in equal manner. So all parts, all pieces, or all mango pieces should wrapped with somewhat equal amount of oil, salt, and chili, all those things, homogeneity, and then we cook. So for example, if you take if you look at some cooked food or boiled food, so that need to be cooked, uh, otherwise need not to be. And pasteurization means removing germs. So for pasteurization we add salt while preparing mango pickle, and then blanching, and then spray drying. So spray drying means, so we add some what we say, chemical or medicines. Or else, if you want to dry, if you want to remove the water content or moisture content from that, what we do, we blow some hot air, spray drying, that is known as frying. Some need frying, some need baking. Baking means our baking food. What is that? Our bakery food. All that is baking. And after doing all this suitable for our uh, item, then what we do, we pack attractively, we pack it, and then addition of gas such as air and entrainment for breed or gasification of soft drinks. So uh, adding gas, if you take coke or any soft drink, so what is the composition of soft drink? Carbon dioxide plus water. So generally we use soda. Normally we say soda. So in that soda, what it contains, the major components are gas, water, and somewhat a little amount of sugar, or they sometimes they may add lemon. So so that is. Next, food preservation. So this is first step, is whole step is processing. The processing involves all those things depending on our material what we are preparing. Okay, and then after preparing our material, that is processed, then what we need to do, we need to preserve. That means storage. So preservation is a process in which food and vegetables are prevented from getting spoiled. So preservation means what? So we are protecting our food material from getting what? Spoilage. So example, the color, taste, nutrient values of food is also preserved by food products. So our main intention of the preservation, not only to extend its shelf life, along with the whatever nutrients, whatever color or whatever taste it has, we need to be protect that. Otherwise, no use. Okay, and next, products last for long period of time, so that means extending shelf life. So that is shelf life. So we can define food preservation as, so these are our aims. Now how we can define the food preservation? So retaining food over period of time without being contaminated by pathogenic organisms or chemicals, and without losing its color, texture, flavor, nutrient values. So that is our definition of the preservation. So in simple or in short, we can say extending the shelf life along with maintaining or retaining its taste, nutrient values, texture, color, etc. Flavonoids. So flavonoids, flavor means taste. Okay, and nutrient values, all those things, color, texture, all those things. So food preservation involves usually involves the preventing the growth of bacteria. So that is the important. So which will spoil our food, whatever it may be, animals, meat, or vegetables. So these can be rotten or spoiled by microorganisms. So we need to protect our food from these microorganisms like bacteria, fungus, and other microorganisms. Regarding the oxidation of fat, if you want to store some fat or dalda, so what is dalda? Dalda is nothing but a oil, which is a solid form of oil. So what is oil? Oil are nothing but esters of fatty acids. So fatty acids are fatty acids, that is long chain carboxylic acid is known as fatty acid. So fatty acids, again two types: saturated fatty acid, unsaturated fatty acids. So unsaturated fatty acid, that may contain double bond, either double bond, either triple bond between two carbon atoms. So when we have unsaturated hydrocarbons, they may have the possibility, or we can say chance to undergo oxidation reaction. So we need to prevent this oxidation reaction. So we need to prevent spoilaging from microorganisms as well as oxidation of fats, these things. So now the types of foods. So perishable foods, so last for less than 2 days or 2 days to 1 week. So what is perishable foods? So perishable foods means which can we can store at normal or under ordinary conditions for 2 days to 1 week. Example: fruits, milk, vegetable, meats. So this is perishable. So it cannot be stored for long time. and semi-perishable. So that means it can be stored for 2 months, around 2 months. Example, cheese, ice cream, these are. And shelf stable. So has longer shelf life more than 6 months. Example, grains, food grains, or our food cereals, grains, all this can be stored for 6 months, more than 6 months without adding any or without doing this processing and preservation. So depending on their shelf life, the food can be classified into three categories, having perishable. Perishable means having shelf life from 2 days to 1 week. Example, milk, example, fruits, milk, vegetable, meats. And semi-perishable, that means we can store for up to 1 month. Example, cheese, ice cream, etc. Bread, cake. So bread we cannot store for more than 2 days. It may be undergo some, it may be um, attacked by fungus. Okay, cakes also, pastries, some ready-made food. Okay, so shelf life have more than 6 months, that is shelf stable. And principle of food preservation. So what are the principle of food preservation? So inhibition of growth and activity of microorganisms. So basic principle of food preservation is to extend its shelf life. How we can extend its shelf life? By preventing spoilage. So who will spoil our food? So particularly microorganisms and oxidation reaction. So we need to prevent these two. So that is the first motto. And protecting against self decomposition. Self decomposition means this, what is that? So decaying. So why? Because in any food or any meat, what happens? It has some proteins or it may have some enzymes. So whatever enzymes and enzymes are nothing but proteins. So the enzymes or hormones, if it has, they will be uh, react with the flesh of it, and thereby they can spoil or decay the food. So particularly protecting against self decomposition of food. So example, what is that? Inhibit the activity of endogenous enzymes, phenolase enzyme, example, enzyme. So that will delay the inhibit chemical reaction, non-enzymatic browning. So how we can do so? By delaying, by delay or inhibit the chemical reaction. So non-enzymatic browning. Next, protect from the invasion of spoilage by insects and rodents. So invade means dadi chetam. So if you not properly store, what happens? It may attract as some insects, or we can say, example, cockroach or rodents. It will attack on our food and they consume it. So protect and against loss of mechanical causes. Protection against losses by mechanical causes. Mechanical causes means losses means during the transportation, during the storing. So all this steps, what are those? Those are not related to germs, or what we say, endogenous chemicals, or external insects or microorganisms. So transportation, handling, we can say, simply we can say handling issues, generally considered as mechanical causes. So this is the principle. And importance of food preservation. Why we need to food preserve? Why we need to preserve our food? To increase the shelf life of food. First one, retain the quality, color, texture, flavor. So repeated nutrient values. And then we can add some variety of adds to variety to the food. So that means we can add our desired essence or desired flavor or some nutrients, whatever it may be. So decrease the wastage of food. So it is a second important, very important thing. And make food available throughout the year. So why? Because some, mostly we have seasonal foods. For example, mango. Mango is the seasonal food, so we can have or we can enjoy the mango during the summer only. So, but if you want to consume or if you want to eat the mango in winter season or rainy season, so how we can do? So we need to be process that mango and that can be preserved. So, for example, fruity, maza, these are liquid, these are soft drinks. So these are available throughout the year. And next, food preservation methods. So it is very important thing. So how we can preserve the food? Preservation methods varying according to the food items. So that means depending on food items. So what you are preserving. So it depends on it. And the quality of the item to be preserved. So these are the basic things. The principles of food preservation can be broadly and classified into two types. So one is a bactericidal method, bacteriostatic method. So bactericidal means killing the bacteria. Static means inhibiting the growth of bacteria. So killing the bacteria, that is bacteria side side refers what killing, and static means inhibiting the growth. Okay, so we can preserve our food by means of so whatever germs or bacteria present on it, by applying some chemicals or external exogenous chemicals, we can kill that. And again same, by adding some chemicals we can inhibit the growth of bacteria. So this first one is side and second one is static. Bactericidal method. So bactericidal method in examples, uh, aero cooking, so canning and pasteurization, sterilization. uh, Pasteurization, sterilization, canning. So canning means storing that in cans. Examples are cooking. So cooking, canning, sterilization, and irradiation. Irradiation means when we irradiate our star material, food preservator with radiation. So that is irradiation. So these are common methods involved in bactericidal. So all these methods, what we do when we cook, so that means when we heat, when we maintain the temperature above 50 degrees centigrade, under that hot condition, the bacteria will automatically, that will be killed. And next, canning. So means by why? Because we have different type of bacteria. So some bacteria are what we say, anaerobic, aerobic bacteria like that. So by means of if we have the aerobic bacteria, so if we store or if we seal our material or our food in what we say canning, cans, tins are small, sealed packing. So vacuum packing, you can say vacuum packing also. So at that time we can make the we can prevent the availability of oxygen, so thereby the whatever bacteria presented, that is that will be automatically killed. Pasteurization means, you know, that sterilization. Pasteurization means removing the bacteria, and sterilization, that is also one type of cleaning process of bacteria, microbes. And irradiation, so killing the bacteria by passing some electromagnetic radiation. So these are bactericidal. Bacteriostatic method, what it involves. So based on prevention of multiplication of microorganisms. So multiplication means growth. How? By removal of water and use of acid. So acid means generally, if while we are preparing mango pickle, what we do, we add citrus juice, that is lemon juice. So lemon has citric acid. So acid generally kills, acid or salt generally kills, prevents the growth of bacteria. And salt kills the bacteria, but acid prevents the growth of bacteria. Oils, same, and spices. So these three retard the growth of bacteria: acid, oils, and spices. So these are our daily routine. So we can find these three in our daily routine food. Okay, so next, based on this principle, based on the principle, so these are the important methods. So how we can prepare? So by drying the, by making the dry, the whatever moisture is present on it, if you remove that moisture from our food material, so that process is known as drying. So by means of drying, so we can preserve our food, our material for long time. So that means by making the dry it, by removing water or moisture whatever present on our food, we can extend the shelf life of our food. And next, freezing, by keeping food at less than 0 degrees centigrade, also we can extend the shelf life. And pickling, so just now I told you just what is pickling: adding oil, salt, spices, so thereby, so we can extend the shelf life. And salting, so that is the salting, I think మీ అందరికి తెలుసు ఉప్పు చేపలు అంటారు చూడ, సముద్ర చేపలు, ఫిషెస్. సో సాల్ట్ ఫిష్, ఉప్పు చేప అంటారు అది. And smoking means just what we do, We store generally you can observe this smoking in particularly tobacco industry. So the tobacco leaves, whatever tobacco leaves collected, that is first subjected to sun drying. After that, those may be placed in a sealed room, and then they send some smoke. That smoke will absorb the whatever leftover moisture present in uh, tobacco leaves. So smoking also removes the moisture. Okay, so by this method we can store our food or preserve our food. Techniques. So physical and chemical techniques. So what is physical technique? So physical technique means freezing, heating, all those things, and chemical techniques means adding some chemicals. Okay, so first one is physical technique. So the physical technique involves two methods: freezing and canning. Freezing means keeping our food material in refrigerators or particularly less than 0 degrees centigrade, and canning means storing our food in vacuum by making it seal. Rely on killing the microorganisms or at least stopping their growth for the long enough. Okay, so that is. And next one is drying. And so drying, and then irradiation with gamma radiation. So gamma, alpha, beta, gamma. So first we have cosmetic rays, gamma rays, then UV rays. These gamma rays are highly energetic. So when we irradiate our food material with gamma X-rays we use for take the what picture of photo bone. So that is X-rays, and the gamma rays are more energetic than X-rays also. So X-rays exposing to X-rays and exposure to UV light. So this is nothing but irradiation. Irradiation involves gamma rays, gamma electromagnetic radiation, and UV radiation, high intensity white light, and ultra high pressure. So and filtration. All these are physical methods. Okay. Next, chemical methods. Preservators. Preservator means some chemicals. For example, if you take Coke, pickle. So in that pickle, to extend its shelf life, what we do, we add some oil, and we add some spices, and we add some acid also, citrus juice. So these are the chemical methods. And the chemical preservators, these are two types: a direct method. So direct microbial poisoners. So directly we use some chemicals which will kill our microorganisms like bacteria, fungus, etc., etc. So reducing the pH to a level that prevent the growth of microorganisms. So direct microbial poisoner. Or another method is what? Indirect method. Indirect method, what we are doing, we are not killing the bacteria, but we are hindering the growth of bacteria. So first one we can say microbacteriocidal, and this one as bacteriostatic. So how we are starting the growth of bacteria? By lowering the pH. So when you decrease the pH, so that means obviously it is the acidic condition. So previously also you use this one. And next, chemical waste. So chemical means here we add some chemicals, particularly nitrates and nitrites. Nitrate means NO3 minus, and nitrites means NO2. Sodium nitrite, NaNO3, sodium nitrite, NaNO2. So this generally uh, used for to preserve the meat, and sulfites, so forth. So to prevent the browning of fruit. Browning means color change. So the fruits may have different colors. So if we can prevent browning of food by fruits by adding sulfites, and vegetables to prevent the fungal spoilage. So this sulfites also um, prevent the growth of fungal. And common food preservation methods. So generally how we preserve all those things. So bottling and canning. So that means that our soft drinks are generally available in bottles or cans. And pickling, that drying, salting. So these are repeating methods. So repetition method. So bottling and canning, how we do bottle, and how we store our liquid. Generally we store liquid food in bottles and cannons. And next, pickling. So that examples, pickles, variety of pickles. Nowadays we can in market we have every pickle, every vegetable as well as meat pickle available in our market. And drying, so drying two types, just now I told you. So when you see the seafood, they first what we do, they collect the seafood, example fishes, and they open its stomach and whatever intestines present in that, they remove it, and then they heat, place, then they hang under the sun. So thereby, first step, the intention is to remove the moisture from that flesh, fish flesh. Once moisture is removed, then its shell life is increases. So to remove the moisture, how they are doing, they sun drying, and then sometimes they may do smoking also. So it depends. And then second one is salting by applying salt. So generally, uppu chepa antam. Uppu chepa means salty. That salt prevents the attack of microbials, or sometimes it also prevents the attack of insects and rodents. Vacuum packing, so vacuum, so without air, if you pack any material, so that when that can extend its shell life. So most of the materials nowadays, if you see some dry fruits are available in vacuum packing. So vacuum means no, without oxygen. So when this oxygen is not available, so it is very difficult to grow any microorganisms on our food. So next, vacuum packing, all those things, and then waxing the apples. So if you see, if you buy any apple, once you scratch on its surface, you will observe some wax. So why? Because it is better to eat after peel off apple. So without peel of apple, if you eat it, what happened? The whatever wax applied on the surface of the apple, that will be enters into your intestines. So